When you look at your film, from the LSU game in particular against Will Campbell, what would you say you learned about yourself as a player?
Man, I'm stronger than I think I am. I felt like I was battling with the best of them because Will Campbell was getting high first round draft projections, and I felt like we was pretty evenly matched when it comes to the rain game. So I'm very stronger than I thought I was.
This is such a deep defensive line class. What do you think makes you stand out in this group?
Man, I just feel like my athletic ability, my willpower to always be great, and just my sheer competitive nature. I'm a very competitive guy no matter who I go against.
Shemar, when you look at your potential NFL career, what would you think is your ceiling? And have you also met with the Bengals?
I have met with the Bengals, and I feel like my ceiling, if I keep working, I could potentially be a Hall of Famer one day. I feel like nobody's gonna stop me but me. It's all on me at the end of the day. Man, Nick brought another dog in the room. So me, Five, and Nick, teams are having problems because they had nobody they could just really single out because the other two gonna eat. I mean, it's definitely a conversation me and my dad will have, me and my agent, and try to figure out the travel plan and stuff. But my dad always tells me, if you work so hard, why would you not walk across that stage? No.
When you hear NFL teams evaluating traits versus production, what would you say to the teams?
For me personally, it's all the stories he has a great way of getting.
I'll say sometimes the stats don't tell the whole story. It's all about the film. When you look at the film, you can really see what was going on for the most part, but I'll say production is a little bit overrated.
Benjamin Rivers, my guy, appreciate you. I saw your TikTok too, man. You're awesome. He says, would you take Shemar Stewart at 17?
Depends who's there.
You said it depends.
Not really, actually.
I'm good. I'm good off of him. I'm good off him personally.
He's one that they typically would love, I feel like. And that the conversation with him is going to be, this dude could play DT. Like, he's massive. The number one thing that I'm struggling with, the dude, his production was a net zero.
Yes.
And that's what I'm not really in the business of getting a guy right now that I say, oh, well, he looked good.
You're not trying to hear potential.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm just being honest.
And he's got the physical tools to do it. And he's one I do think that they would be like, man, we can put him at 3-tech. We can put him at the outside.
Do you like him, Logan?
You
seem a little conflicted over there.
I'm super conflicted.
Okay.
I'm super conflicted.
This is draft Logan. Everybody, this is draft Logan. Let's talk to draft Logan.
Oh man,
now.
it's super conflicted because he's got the athleticism, he's got the size, he's got good pressure, amount of hurries. He does a lot of things well, but it's just so hard to ignore the literal zero production a player has. I think when I'm looking at it through a Bengals lens, he falls down a little more than typical because we need that instant production. We need someone who can go out there and produce right away. There's so many arguments to be made about Shemar Stewart's ceiling and how high it is, and I don't think anybody will really argue the ceiling, but it's just how we're going to get there. How's he going to be used? There's just so many questions about the player, and some teams don't really care about that, But when there's just a lot of questions and there's no clear fits, there's no clear paths, it's just harder to deal with than your Mike Greens, even your Michael Williams, your Nick Scorns, the guys that have defined roles that have better production but still have the athleticism. He could be a super, super good NFL player. He's got so many qualities. He's probably going to test like an absolute freak at the combine. A lot of people comp him to the Trayvon Walker hype, and I think that's relatively fair, but he's just a disruptor. And as soon as if he ever decides to turn his pressure numbers into sacks, he will be amazing. But that's something we have never seen him do.